The NMPA President's Award recognizes a policymaker who has been a leader on issues of importance to music publishers and songwriters. Congressman Doug Collins has quickly emerged as a champion for songwriters, and in his first year in the House of Representatives has offered critical legislation to bring fairness to their trade. His Songwriter Equity Act addresses two significant inequities under current copyright law that prevent songwriters and music publishers from receiving compensation that reflects a fair market value for their work. Doug's position on the House Judiciary Committee Subcommittee on Courts, Intellectual Property, and the Internet makes him uniquely qualified for examining copyright-related matters, and he has wasted no time in jumping into the issues. He is a Southern preacher turned chaplain in Iraq, and his musical tastes have been as diverse as his background. His love of music is only trumped by his love for his wife, Lisa, who, in fact, has allowed him to be here tonight on their 26th anniversary. So thank you for that. And for anyone that had the opportunity to watch yesterday's hearing in the House Judiciary Committee, it was obvious that he is respected among his peers. He has become a leader on these issues, and I'm proud to call him my friend. Please welcome Doug Collins.
Well, good afternoon. Okay, let's start this over. Good afternoon. As you can tell by my accent, I'm from northern Maine. Some of you in the back will get that on the way home tonight, okay? I'm from northeast Georgia. I come from a place that values life, it values hope, it values dreams, it values what is in this room. When we come to a place like this, and you come to talk about your industry, and you go to Washington, and many of you, I would say right now, you look at a congressman and say, oh my God, it's a congressman. Well, look, I don't have horns. I don't even have a tail, except a small one. But I'm accompanied by a wife that I love dearly, and I come with a conviction that the best thing that we can do many times is for government to get out of the way and to let the songwriters, in this instant, do what you do best. Now, from my perspective, as we're sharing music up here, yes, I have an eclectic taste. I run everything from Alan Jackson to Depeche Mode, to Danny Wilson, to Lil Wayne, to Ludacris, to Usher, Georgia Florida Line, Luke Bryan, Brantley Gilbert, to Ray Charles. You see, music knows no bounds because it affects every part of who we are. It affects all that we have. And when I came to Congress and began to learn about the courts and the Intellectual Property Committee that I began to serve on, and with my staff, and Jennifer Lackey, who's here with me today, and my other parts of my staff, we started saying, here's an inequity, and I had people like David come to me and say, here's something we need to champion. Here's something that is not fair. Now that just goes back to an old Southern boy's heart right here. Because my dad was a state trooper. And I remember that first video that talked about, the second video that said, I'm already there. I spent a lot of nights with my dad on patrol, and it'd be my mom and my little brother. And I spent my time with a little radio with a cassette player, starting to sound like Miranda Lambert here. Again, some of you will get that later. And I would listen to music, and music became my vision out of Gainesville, Georgia, to all of the world. Last week, I stood at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. I had already been there many times in my mind in a little room in a little place called Gainesville, Georgia. Why? Because of music and song and dreams. And what we've got to do from a congressional standpoint, from a music standpoint, from a place that we say, what is fair? It comes to understand, quit talking about intellectual property and songwriter rights. You do it by saying, I have a product that is a hope, a dream, and an ambition. And I will tell you, you can come up, and if I took this water You would say, "Oh, stealing something." When we say intellectual property, many times people say, "Well, it's just a song, I'll download it. It's just something, I'll take it." But when you describe it as a person's dream, as an emotion, as a hope or a goal, you've now quantified what you do as a property right and something you can't steal. Now, some of you may say, why would a guy from Northeast Georgia want to take on the broadcasters? The others, who, by the way, have already said that's not a good bill, and they've told me about it. Well, I promptly went down and told them about it as well, that I don't care. Fair is fair. But how did it come to me? Well, like most things in a song, it started with a girl. And she's here. I met her almost 28 years ago. And I went to a place, she said, one night we're going to go up to her family home, her grandparents' house, and she said, we're going to have a hootenanny. I said, all right, I'm into this. Didn't right know what it was at the time. When I got there, everybody had took out their instruments. They had a fiddle. They had a mandolin. They had a guitar. They had a piano. And everybody began to sing. And the joy of creation of what they had written became real to me. When you look at this in Washington, and I know there's plenty of reasons to get depressed and to get discouraged, but there are people in Washington, and I would hope to have myself out as one, that stands for what is best in America, that what is right about America. And what you do in this room matters to America, because as just was said by Meredith and Dan sitting up here, it affects everything we do, from commerce to trade. It is the greatest export this country has. And it all starts with a song. It starts with an idea. It starts with a property right that is worth protecting. And for myself, the Songwriter Equity Act is my stand to say, I stand with those of you who give me dreams, who give me hope. Because you know what? The song you write today that is performed somewhere is going to have a listener. And that listener may be the songwriter of tomorrow. But if we continue the process we're on of outdated sources of revenue and not paying our songwriters and not paying through our publishers, not paying what they deserve, then we're taking an industry and we're taking our seed corn and we're moving it off. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, that we get honest and fair with what is in your heart. And that is what the Songwriter Equity Act does. It says it's time to be fair. It's time to be fair. And when we put it that way, when you take a stand and you lay your story out there, isn't that a song? Isn't that the start of something great? When we understand that, then that is what we're going to do. It's going to be a fight. I need your help. I need you to talk to your representatives. I need you to talk to your congressmen and senators from wherever they may be. Tell them to find Songwriter Equity Act. Go to @Rep.Doug.Collins. Find us anywhere. We'll help you out, but we need your help. Let me just ask this. How many of you would like to get paid a little bit better? I'm an old Southern Baptist preacher. I see those hands. We will wait. The buses will wait. The buses will wait. Did I forget Bill Gaither? Did I forget Southern Gospel? As we go from this place, it's not just about a genre. It's about a way of life. And as a songwriter and a storyteller told us one time, that we had to be careful because we had to be aware of the day the music died.